Good day, viewers. Welcome to class with Sammy. And today is going to be a great day, and we'll be looking at a housing system of rabbits. And don't forget, our course code is RAB 101, and then we are going to be considering the housing of rabbits. And we have these subheadings, which are the terminologies and then the benefits of good housing system, the different type of housing used in rabbit production, and the features of good housing system. And then I give you my own recommendation as a rabbit expert. So let's dive straight into the business of the day. So talking about the housing of rabbit, housing of rabbit is just a place where the rabbits reside. And I've talked about in our last video, the terminology used in the housing of rabbit is what we know as hutches. A hutch. Hutch is a place where the rabbits are being housed. So to prevent them from predators, external threat, and human influence, because human sometimes can also serve as a threat to the rabbit. That is why we need to house them in a good housing system. So a hutch is a place where the rabbit are housed. That is the terminology used in rabbit production. And let's look at the benefit of good housing system of rabbits. And when we look at the some of the benefits of good housing system is that it provides comfort. The benefit of housing your rabbit in the proper way is that it provides comfort for your rabbit, and then it also prevents them from threats. It prevents your rabbit from external threats. It prevents your rabbit from external threat. And I said it that a human being can also serve as threat. The birds, all the soldier ants can also serve as threat to your rabbit. And one of the benefits you as a rabbit farmer will derive is that it will be easy for you to manage your rabbit. Easier management of your rabbit. These are some of the benefits you derive from having a good housing system in place for your rabbit. And then with good housing system in place, you will have a good and proper record keeping. Another thing is that there will be easier mating. When you are crossing your rabbit, it will be easier for you to mate them because you have a good housing system in place. And one of the other benefits you derive is that there will be the managing and taking care of the litters will be easier, and then there will be reduced mortality of the kids, the small rabbits that has just been kindled. So these are one of the benefits and the reason why you have to go for a good housing system for your rabbit. So rabbit is very interesting if you have a good housing system in place, and rabbit is so frustrating if your housing system is not correct. So let's go to the different type of housing system used in rabbit production. A different type of housing system used in rabbit production. And when we talk about the different type in minimizing costs or reducing cost of production, you can actually make use of bamboo. In construction of the cage, or make use of wood. You can combine wood and galvanized wire. So the galvanized wire will serve as the floor, and the wood will serve as the angles of the cage. And you can also make use of galvanized wire from the beginning to the end of the cage. So one of the things I will always advise is that in construction of the cage, you have to make use of wire, because rabbits have a sharp teeth that can actually destroy this wood and bamboo. So in production of the cage or making of the cage, you have to make sure that you structure this or you plan ahead of having this galvanized wire so that they cannot actually what break into or destroy. And then so when we look at the different type of housing use, we look at the one tier cage. We look at the one tier cage. We look at the two tiers cage and the three tiers cage. So the one tier cage, just as the word one, is just like your cage. This is your cage. This is just a one tier cage having just one step. But when you want to go for two, you can actually have another one here. So, and if you are going for three, you add another one, making it three tier cage. So you can decide to have 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on what you actually needed, depending on your capacity of your farm. So and then when we talk about the housing system, it must be wide enough to accommodate the rabbit, and then also for comfortability. I always emphasize that your rabbit must also be comfortable when you are considering their housing structures. And then when we look at the features of good housing system, and number one, I will also emphasize is that it must be comfortable. The features of a good housing system, comfortability is key. And ventilation, it must not be too stuffy. Ventilation, proper ventilation, and also prevention of any sharp object, of sharp edge or object. So another features that you have to look at is that it must provide protection from wind, rainfall, and sunshine and rainfall. So these are some of the things you have to look at in a good housing system structure. It must be comfortable as ventilation, prevention of sharp edge or object that can actually injure your rabbit, and it must provide provision. It must provide protection from wind, sunshine, and rainfall. So, and a good housing system also must be spacious, so that when your rabbit it must have a space in such a way that when you are placing the killing box or the nest box inside, it must be able to also give room for the rabbit to walk around the cage. So it must not be too tight, and then don't try to maneuver the cage in such a way that the rabbit will not be comfortable inside the cage. And then one thing I will always want to recommend when you are considering a housing or a good housing system for your rabbit is the galvanized cage. And then there's a galvanized cage that I would love to recommend. It's made up with galvanized cage and iron, and then in the galvanized cage it can come in form of a 3-tier cage, which has here it has a place where the droppings and the urine will be extracted. So you can actually extract the urine from this side, and you can also extract the urine from this side. So it's made in such a way that it's connected to each other. So the urine can actually be extracted, and you can sweep away the droppings from this edge. So it can come in form of 4. So the rabbit, it comes with a feeder at this side, and there's also an automatic way of drinking water. A nipple clip is here for the rabbit to be able to drink water and also eat from that same cage simultaneously. So it provides comfort, and it's very easy for farmer to manage their rabbit in this form of system of housing for your rabbit. So there is an automatic system of water, which you just only have to add the water here, so the water flow automatically to all the rabbits inside the cage, and they eat from this chamber. They eat from this chamber, and their droppings is extracted from a form of slit, or a pan is placed here for you to extract their droppings, and the urine also flow inside the pipe that is interconnected to each other to make it easier for the farmers to rear this rabbit in this type of housing system. And this type of housing system can actually be 1 tier cage, it can come in form of 2 tier cage, and can also come in form of 3 tier cage. So it depends on their budget and what you are actually planning to achieve on your farm. So when you are considering going for rabbit production, try this galvanized cage. It's easier and it is very faster, and you, when you are taking care of the rabbit, sweeping of their pen, extracting their urine, it will be easier for you to extract. And I can tell you that if you are able to extract the urine of rabbit, it will reduce the odor. So one thing you are going to eradicate with this form of system of cage is that it will reduce the odor. So, and at Sami Farms, we produce this type of cage. So this is like a promo. I'm doing a promotional advertisement for our product, so we can help you with this kind of cage, which is very easier and comfortable to you as a farmer. So I'm going to see you in the next video, where we also begin to look in depth into the business of coniculture. We must make profit as a farmer, and then with this kind of educative and insightful video about this kind of business, I believe that we are going to be prosperous in our journey in the agricultural sector this year. So do well to like our page, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Telegram. So keep updated, keep learning, keep growing, stay blessed. See you in the next video. Bye.